And hey, we're back. It's UltraChenTV. My name is Ultra David. We have James Chen here.
How's everybody going?
It's been a little while, hasn't it, James?
What are we doing again? How does this work?
Kind of have to remember the whole process, right?
Yeah.
But actually, surprisingly, we're pretty close to being on time. It's 8:32.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, but I still just have to remember what all these buttons do and stuff like that.
On your keyboard,
so, yeah,
buttons.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the reason we haven't done it in a while is because Evo 2013 was a few weeks ago now. It was two plus weeks ago. And we wanted to take a little break afterward. We were completely dead that following week. And then kind of an unplanned, we kind of wanted to do it last week, but I ended up having to do last-minute work.
Right.
That prevented me from attending, so I couldn't do it. So this is the first week that we've been able to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like every year for Evo, I've always taken just the whole week of Evo after Evo off, just to recover. And I couldn't this year because I don't have enough vacation days. No, and I don't run my own business.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So,
right.
So I was unable to recover like I normally do, and so it's taken me 2 weeks, basically to recover not only from exhaustion, but I'm sure we'll get into more detail about this as we go, but just to recover from post-Evo depression.
Yeah, that is the thing. That is definitely a thing. For me, I slacked off that week after. I kind of planned my obligations, thinking that I probably would want to slack off after. And then the next week, last week, I just had to make up a whole bunch of stuff, and it was basically crunch time for some things. So I got that done, but as you can probably see, I haven't shaved since Evo Sunday when I was doing commentary top 8 for Injustice. I shaved that morning, and I've just been too lazy since then. And actually, part of the reason that I haven't shaved is that my girlfriend for my birthday got me like the coolest gift. So I'm going to this very fancy place called the Art of Shaving, where they give you like an actual fancy shave. They're gonna like lather it up and give me a little face massage and a little straight razor action.
Oh jeez!
Hopefully the dude has a cravat on or something like that. I'm really looking forward to it. So
I hope they play
sick.
like French music in the background while they do it.
Yeah.
And are they gonna have like that little rubber strap that they do the little?
I hope so. We'll see. We'll see.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome.
I'm gonna take pictures during the whole process because.
Dude, that's
gotta
cool.
save that for posterity.
That actually, dude, I would grow out my beard if I could, but I do not grow beards, so. But yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they can take care of this beast. We'll see. I don't know what their technology is like, how long their straight razors are.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like take microscopic pictures to show how close the shave actually got.
Yeah.
So
anyway, Evo 2013 was a couple weeks ago. The last show that we did was a pre-Evo show where we tried to go through each of the games. We got a lot of info from people about what to talk about for certain games. We brought up players that you should look for. We brought up characters that you should look for. General storylines for each of the different games to pay attention to.
Right.
And so that was it. That was 3 weeks ago, in fact.
Yeah, it feels weird that it was so long ago since we've last streamed, but Evo obviously came and went, and I'm hoping most everybody here had a chance to watch it if they couldn't attend.
Yeah.
And just simply put, it seems almost kind of silly at this point that year after year it's always like, my God, this was the best Evo ever, how can next year top this? And then the next year, the way that I saw this year, it's like the explosion from 2008 to 2009 was kind of expected, right? With Street Fighter 4 becoming as big as it did. But I don't know what it was between 2012 and 2013. I don't know if you felt the same way, but I felt that the growth that we had between these 2 years was only dwarfed by the 2008-2009 year.
I think you're right. Yeah, it was crazy packed. They were the two biggest ballrooms that Vegas has to offer that don't have posts in the middle of them. That don't have like columns holding them up. So it was literally the biggest that they could get. And it was packed. It was packed the whole time as far as I could see. That line at the beginning, oh my God, dude, okay. If you guys weren't there, on Friday morning when the tournament actually started, right, there was a line of players trying to register and also trying to get into the ballroom that extended from the back of the hotel, which is where the ballrooms were, all the way through the casino, on the side of the casino actually, and all the way through the front door of the hotel.
Right. And true story.
This thing was like a couple thousand people long. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
We both ran into this separately, but we're like, we'll get there about 20 minutes early, no problem. And then when we got to the hall, it took us probably it took us both like 15 minutes to get through the crowd.
Just like the density of human beings in that spot. Just like navigating around it, and I had coffee and I had my backpack on. And
you're like, I'm good and early. I got plenty of time to
fine.
Relax and eat and whatnot. No, it was not the case at all.
Run into this craziness.
But yeah, I mean, just even from Friday morning, and you want to compare like to Sunday morning, there's always the first game that comes on, right? Dude, the ballroom. I was talking to Abe actually this weekend, Meta Abe, right? And
who commentated for KOF Top 8?
Commentary for Top 8, and he said that when he got there to commentate, he's like, all right, it's the 10 o'clock game, whatever, like that. Put on his headphones, whatever, started commentating. And then, like, right when it started kind of going, he, like, looked in the audience, and the room was packed. And he was like, where did all these people come from?
Yeah.
Why are they all here at 10 in the morning?
It was definitely the most packed that I've seen for a 10 a.m. start ever at Evo. Usually, like you say, it's pretty empty.
For the first game.
Yeah. But KOF was not like that. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't a full room.
Yeah.
But it was much more packed than usually you see. And the room was bigger than any other room that we've had.
Yeah. And actually, I would like to give credit where credit's due. A lot of that credit goes to KOF because last year was so hype, and this year was just as hype,
for sure,
if not more so. So it was really, it's a testament to KOF that it got those numbers. But then at the same time, there were that many people there to sit down and watch, and a lot of them, were there because they planned to just camp out the whole day and watch. My best friend Jason, right, who. I still call the first true spectator. He was there from the morning till night, didn't eat.
What?
Just stayed in his seat and watched the whole entire thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the reason why I call him the first spectator, just to give him true shout-outs, is he went to B4. He went with me to B4 and B5 with no intention to play.
Oh, yeah? Just gonna watch?
Just there to hang out and watch. So he is the true OG spectator.
Dang, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
But as far as, before we get into individual games, which we'll definitely discuss, let's just talk about how our Evos went. How was Evo for you this year? What did you do? What was good? Etc.
Evo was extremely emotional for me. Like, I don't know if a lot of people saw. I mean, they heard and everything like that. But, so for the most part, all of it was just pretty crazy, just as it was going. But it was very busy because literally Friday and Saturday, I had 4 hours of break for commentary total. And I commentated, for the 2 days, so 8 hours total, right? So I commentated basically from 8 to midnight both days, right? Because we did run a little long. Now, the second day, fortunately, I managed to pull a few things. Like I got Del Ryak to just go ahead and just do all the Injustice.
So we did Injustice.
Yeah, because we were supposed to do it together, but frankly, I didn't want to embarrass the game because I just didn't know it. And I could tell, like the first game, I sat down for a little bit and started doing commentary, and I was like, I can't do this justice. So I had Del Ryak jump in there. And so I got a little extra break. I played some ST on Saturday. DQ'd myself out of every game that I entered.
Even ST?
I did play ST.
Okay.
ST was the only one that I played, but I entered Marvel, Street Fighter, and Injustice. DQ'd myself out of all.
I don't know why you bother, man.
Dude, honestly, this was the first Evo where I didn't play it in an official game.
Okay.
I really wanted to keep the streak going.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it this year.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
you
hard.
know what? You know what? That's fine. I'm there to commentate. I'm gonna focus on that. Yeah. But a lot of it also was super. I just felt like it was really organized this year.
Yeah.
Like especially for us commentators, we got a lot of good information on the players and stuff.
Yeah.
I got to do Smash, which was really funny because the first session I did for Smash, I sat down and I could not get the rhythm of the game.
Really?
It took me that whole first 2 hour block with Prague before I felt like I kind of got into it, which was, I'm glad I did it because then on Sunday I kind of had a better feeling for it. But then I had a great time doing Smash commentary, and then like I said on Sunday, my God, that Marvel top 8, dude. It wasn't even the fact that it was Justin. I consider Justin a friend.
For sure.
It wasn't even the fact that he was doing it. It was just seeing that kind of willpower, that kind of Like, you never say die was just embodied everything about Evo, and I just got, like, super emotional. Like that. I was, like, literally in tears before Street Fighter, and I could barely start it. I had to let Seth go first. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. So, and then after it was done, I was, like, bawling all for, like, another hour or two.
That's
so,
true.
But, yeah.
Well, talk to me about Smash Commentary, because I didn't get to listen to it because I was there doing commentary of my own for the most part, except for Top 8, where I was planning. Del Ratch and I were talking about Injustice commentary. We both had a ton of notes. We were.
Oh, is it Del Ryach or is it Del Ryach?
It's Del Ratch.
Del Ratch,
or
really?
It's Del Ratch. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Dude, I had to ask.
Okay.
I knew his real name before I knew how to pronounce his gamer tag. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. But how was Smash commentary?
Like I said, the first day was kind of hard a little bit because, like I said, you know, when you do commentary for a game, one of the tricky things is, like, for Street Fighter, when we do commentary, we'll talk about all these details and little subtle things.
Yeah.
But then when we do Marvel, you just don't have time for that, right? Like, a lot of times you just kind of have to keep going with the flow of the game. And for Smash, for a while, it was taking me a while to figure out what I should talk about and what I shouldn't talk about a little bit. I mean, I had watched a few matches and did commentary silently in my head, but it's also different because I didn't have Winton there with me and all that stuff like that. So, but by the time I got to Sunday, I just thought it was like, I had a blast. I was going crazy the whole entire time. Plus, I mean, literally the top 8 for that Smash was almost like the who's who. Like, this is... The only way it could have been better is if Ken had made it in the top 8, you know, the previous champion.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like, it was, I had a blast. It was fun, and I just wanted to make sure that I respected the game enough and, like, did it justice. And a lot of people told me I did, you know, pretty good, especially, like, a lot of people were surprised I actually knew the game to an extent. Only thing I felt bad was there was one point in time where I really, really was just like, if you don't think Smash is a fighting game, like...
Oh, you went on that horse?
What almost came out of my mouth was, you all need to shut the fuck up. Like,
really?
I wanted to do it like in a comic way, but then I was like, wait, I can't say that.
Right.
So I wanted to say hell, but then I was like, wait, I don't even know if I could say hell either. So I was like, oh, you should shut up. And it just came out like the most harsh thing ever. So I was like, I felt really bad about that, and I apologized on Twitter afterwards, but it was supposed to be comical and it came out super harsh. So I do apologize about that, you know, for sounding so harsh about it, but whatever, it's all good.
So did you get any time to do things other than commentate?
Not really.
Yeah.
I walked around a little bit occasionally. A lot of the times I went back to the room and threw my head down on the pillow. I consumed 25 hours worth of 5-hour energy drinks.
What?
So I took 5 of them during the course of the weekend just to stay awake.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, but whatever, I've made it.
I guess you live.
I'm still okay.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, no, I didn't really get to do much. Like I said, outside of commentating and whatever, it was really just ST. And ST was a lot of fun, but I still hate Honda. But that's all.
Did you lose to Honda?
I lost to Tanya, actually.
That's right.
She totally, I mean, she played
good.
super well. Yeah. She knew that matchup. Because, you know, I tell you, like, the Honda Cammy matchup, as long as you don't walk forward, and she did not walk forward the whole time. I was like, okay, good stuff.
Yeah, she's good.
No, she so, you know, Mars, right? He's really good at the game.
Mars Gotti?
Mars Gotti. In the ratio team tournament, so Tanya had Blanca, Honda, or something like that. Like, various degrees of old Honda and Blanca's, whatever like that. Her Blanca OCV'd in the entire Mars Gotti team.
What?
Yeah.
Come on. Who was Mars Gotti? Like Guile, old Guile?
Like Guile, some other characters or whatever, but she just took out the whole thing. No,
crazy.
She is on fire. She is...
Do you know how she ended up doing?
She got pretty far. Both her and Stacy got far.
Oh, good stuff.
In that tournament.
Yeah, SoCal.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really awesome.
Oh, cool.
Really awesome, so.
Okay.
But enough about me. Let's
sure.
go with you.
So I got there Tuesday. I drove there Tuesday in advance. On the way is when I found out about the Smash news that they were originally not going to... Nintendo wasn't going to allow Smash to be streamed. It turned out that they didn't even want it to be in a tournament, let alone streamed, but then they were like, all right, we'll compromise with no stream, but then obviously we all blew up about it. I had pulled off into a gas station to buy a bunch of food and stuff that I thought I was going to need for the weekend, drink and whatever. I saw that, and I spent like 30 minutes in that gas station, just like tweeting away, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this! Oh, I hate them! Oh, copyright sucks!" Like all sorts of stuff. Well, that's how I started. Nice. So when I got to Evo, I was like kind of sad because they hadn't yet announced that they were going to when I got to Vegas. Okay. So I got there and I was like, all right, like I'm gonna start it off how I normally do. I went to grab a beer and a tequila shot. I have to my process is tequila shot first, then the beer I take to the check-in spot. Okay, so while I'm checking in, I have to be drinking the beer, and it's got to be done before I get up to my room. I've been to Vegas more than a few times at this stage.
Wow. Okay.
I got the whole process. So after that, I was feeling a little bit better, and then some of my friends started to trickle in. So that night we hung out, we played some games. I didn't really do too much Vegas-y. We just kind of took it a little easier, which is nice.
Okay, cool.
Wednesday, I woke up late, switched rooms. Hung out again, had a more like Vegas-y kind of night.
Happened?
The first night, I think we had our own room. We didn't have the Evo room yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so we had to switch. And we did a little bit more Vegas-y stuff. But I got there a couple days in advance because I wanted to have time. Because I knew, like you said, there's no time once Evo starts for us to do anything. Sure. So I wanted to have some time. So I did. But once Evo started, Thursday night I went to sleep very late. Very early, and got plenty of rest, and woke up early Friday morning because we had 8 a.m. commentary, and then, it was bam, bam, bam the whole time. It was a very fast weekend. It was a really fun weekend, but a lot of work because we were commentating, like you said, from 8 until about midnight with 4-hour break total. So it was pretty crazy. Street Fighter 4 was what I did the first day. It's all I did the first day. A lot of good stuff was there.
Yeah.
Second day I did Marvel for a couple hours. That day was crazy. Marvel, Injustice, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and Dive Kick. I had to do on the same day, so I had to have all this information per
I was actually originally on Dive Kick, and then Chris Eglia needed someone on Marvel. I was like, James, you want to do Marvel? I was like, okay. And then we found Andres to go and take my place.
Yeah. Okay.
Apologies.
Yeah,
but then it went fine. But he was the original voice of Dive anyway, so it kind of worked. So.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I thought that it went well.
Okay, cool.
And then Injustice top 8 on Sunday. So Injustice commentary.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, how do you feel about that?
So I've been playing the game and watching the game since it came out, right? But not very seriously, more just for fun and not every day and whatever. So they told me that they wanted me to do Injustice top 8. A week and a half in advance, and I was like, oh man, it is crunch time now. So I went on to the websites, I went on to Test Your Might and whatever else, and I started to just go through the characters. I was learning the frame data and their options,
nice.
And I wrote this whole doc on character, all its options, its matchups, its important hit confirm strings, its important combos, air options, ground it was this whole thing. And I called people all over the country who I knew had been playing the game, and I was like, I know you play Batgirl. Tell me about Batgirl, that kind of thing. So when it came to it, I felt like I had enough info, so it was good.
Cool.
It was it was really, really fun. I think on Saturday night commentating with Isaac.
Right.
I had a blast doing that. For a little bit, Eris jumped in, which was awesome too. Yeah. Dude, that's always so fun.
From MK Top 8.
Yeah, we did MK Top 8 2 years ago. And that was so fun. The matchups were interesting. It was really cool. I had all this info. I was like, yeah, Bam, I know his string. Good job, Sinestro, with the back 2-1-3 string. I had all this stuff. I was like, yeah.
But the only problem was the one time Bane got on there was when you were in the bathroom.
Dude, that was so sad. I really had to take a whiz, which is number one problem for streaming.
Especially for coffee and soda drinkers.
Yes,
right? Yeah,
major problem because I'm caffeinated the whole time. So I have to take a whiz. I leave, and then right then I guess was the Bane player, and I
sat down.
I ran to the bathroom. I ran back, and I got back for the very final round of the Bane player, and he got just demolished.
Yeah, he lost the first game and switched to Bane and won the second game. I had jumped on to replace you for that time, and I just remember you running back going, let me.
Yeah, I was like, get up, man.
Yeah. I was like,
Let me talk about this.
Okay.
And then he got eaten alive. That character is not good. It makes me sad to say.
It sucks.
But the top 8 was kind of a different thing because I know more people are watching, so there's a little bit more pressure. And like I said, I hadn't done commentary before the previous day, and the top 8 for Injustice was easy to call in a way because it wasn't all the characters were like characters that I knew because I'd been watching them. I'd used some of them. That wasn't the problem. It was just that it was a blow up. Like KDZ ate everybody up.
Right.
He didn't lose a single game in top 8, which was awesome. Like that guy is really good. But as far as like the excitement of it, like his matches weren't really there. So calling it was like a little harder for that reason, I think.
Right.
Which was too bad.
Okay.
But Street Fighter Cross Tekken I also did for top 8, and that. Well, I guess we'll get to the games. We'll talk about the games more, but that was just a horrible top 8.
Because obviously a lot of people, the general opinion has been that on Sunday, Injustice was probably the least exciting out of the 5 games, right?
That's what people say.
Would you actually say that Cross Tekken was less exciting because of how it turned out?
It was the worst top 8 that I watched.
Seriously, was that?
I didn't watch. The only one I didn't watch was MK.
Because, to be honest with you, I don't know who. I'm not as familiar with who made the top 8 and how the matches went at all.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But it was very disappointing. Not gonna lie. Okay. So that's my kind of rundown of Evo. After the top 8 for Injustice, I immediately got a tequila handle because I didn't have any more commentary to do. Dude. So I was finally on vacation, and I got lit up. Yeah, you knew it.
I saw you there, sitting in that, because we had that little area over there, right?
Yeah, we had a commentary area.
Dude, you had the drink in hand, and you were, I saw you during commentary for Injustice, and I swear it was, one of those, videos where they did, a editing trick, because you, went around the corner and came back, and you were in t-shirts and shorts.
As soon as Injustice ended, I was like, bam, and I ran upstairs, and I changed my clothes into, something douchey with sunglasses on. And I came back down, I bought a tequila handle, and I sat down, and I was like, all right, let's do this.
Because during Marvel, you and Ski were just going, woo, argue, because he was pulling for East Coast, you were pulling for, West Coast, and you guys
definitely
were going
had our biases
the whole entire time, and I was just staring at you guys, and I'm like, man.
Yeah, you had to save yourself, because you still had commentary to do.
Yep.
I mean, look, I want to do commentary top 8 for everything, because that's obviously everybody's that. But at the same time, it was awesome to not do commentary for Marvel and Street Fighter 4 because they were, especially Marvel, was so hype that I know that if I had been commentating, it would have been tough to rein myself in a little bit, to not just go, woo! Constantly, the whole time. And it was nice to, I'm watching with friends, I'm having a little booze. It was nice, so it was cool. Right. I had a really good time.
That's cool. Cool. Nice.
Anyway. That was my Evo experience.
Okay, cool. Well, obviously, there's a lot of stories that came from the individual games themselves, so we'll get into that after we take a little break. So stick around, guys, and we'll talk about the individual games.
So let's talk about games in the order that they happened.
Yes.
Because if you recall, there were 9 games at EVO 2013, which meant that they couldn't all be run on Sunday.
And the best way to describe it is 9 games, because we had so many side tournaments happening at the same time. Right. We could probably get into that after we get through all the official games. Sure. So, but yeah, go ahead.
So first up was Tekken. It was pretty early. I think it was at 2 on Friday. Mm-hmm. The tournament, I guess, ran pretty quickly, and the results were cool from an American perspective. So Ni won the whole thing from Korea. I think people were, one of the storylines that we talked about was, will anybody stop Korea from winning the whole thing?
Ni and Nin were basically going to take first and second for as much as everybody figured.
Exactly, so. But it wasn't like that, actually. So it was Ni.
One man played spoiler.
Well, 2, actually. Stringbean got, it was Ni, then Bronson, then Stringbean, then Nin, Just Frame James, Kayal, Mateo and Eddie Boy Mang finished it out. But definitely the biggest story for again, from an American perspective, it was Bronson. Bronson Tran.
Yeah, okay, I've known Bronson forever. There's kind of a sadness to it because Bronson always gets like second or third place at an Evo. Always. Like, he cannot finish first place.
Yeah.
But this was probably the best second place that he's ever gotten.
It was a big tournament.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I was in the room when he was beating Nin, and this was on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday felt like a normal Sunday. That's how, because we talked about earlier how packed everything was. Right. Not only did Street Fighter semifinals go nuts, but even when Tekken was playing on the big screen on the main stage, dude, when Bronson was beating, what was it, Nin, right? Yeah. The room was just going nuts, and I was just like, what's going on? What's going on? Because I think that's right. I remember why I was in the room, because I was doing commentary for Smash. And I just got off of Smash, and I just ran into the crowd like, what's going on? What's going on? And so, yeah, he was beating Nin, and, dude, that was crazy. So, I mean, I don't know. Do you have any...
I was doing Street Fighter commentary at the time, and I had to pay attention to Street Fighter commentary, but I could definitely see the big screen from where I was.
Oh, okay,
so I was like this. Like, here's the game I'm watching, right? I'm like, yeah, so... Sagat throws a fireball, and then I'm like watching Bronson the whole time. It was like the worst commentary ever for like half an hour while Tekken Top 4 was going on.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, the thing to me that makes this one so crazy is that Bronson is super old school. I mean, he has been playing forever, right? And he's been around. And the really interesting thing about this is I didn't even know he was still playing seriously, right? And when you go talk to from what I've heard from everyone else, I didn't get a chance to talk to him directly about this, but apparently he really he practiced before this tournament, but then he really went in there and was just like, you know what, I'm gonna have fun.
Right.
I'm taking all the pressure away from me, and I'm just gonna have fun.
Right.
And it's really kind of telling how well he did from his own player kind of perspective. And then, of course, when he gets the grand finals, then the pressure probably finally caught up to him, I would imagine.
I saw him just before top 8, and and I was like, good luck, man, like, I hope you do well. And he was like, oh, no, it's just another tournament, I'm just gonna have some fun. And I saw him again before grand finals, because I was hanging out in the commentary area, and he walked up, and he was just like smiling.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, I mean, I think he did a really good job of at least not outwardly letting the pressure get to him.
Okay.
I felt bad because I ripped on him on Twitter before, like maybe the week before, where he was like, or somebody else was like, man, Bronson's going to do really good. And I was like, nuh-uh. I don't even know why I did that. I didn't have any reason. I didn't know how, I mean, I knew he'd been playing, but like, I didn't have any reason to say he was bad or whatever, but I just did, so.
He probably read that and was like, I'll show you, David.
He did. He responded to it like that day, whenever it was.
So to credit, all the credit for his second place finish goes to you, because you inspired him, with your disbelief. He's like, I'll show David.
Right,
My only goal is to prove to David.
So Korea ended up winning the whole thing. Nee played a bunch of characters: Devil Jin, Bruce, Dragunov, Marduk, Heihachi, Lars. Bronson just ran Ogre and Jinpachi. It was really cool to see the results of Tekken Top 8, because the character variety is really solid.
Yeah.
Bob Aliso with String Bean, Nin with Devil Jin, Lars, Just Frame James with Yoshi, Martial Law, Hwarang, and then Martial Law, Kyle with King Armor King, and Mateo with Jack 6, and Fang, Bob, and Slim Bob, and Christy Eddie, of course, for Eddie Boy Mang. So it had good variety.
So I mean, it's just one of those things, like, because this year it had such a great story, because it was so exciting towards the end that way. I really, really hope that kind of brings the excitement in there, because usually that's how it seems to work at Evo, is the games that get a lot of the excitement the next year kind of brings back a lot of that momentum. KOF obviously was there, because KOF last year was ridiculous, probably the most exciting game, so much to the point that when we came in this year, everyone just tuned in to watch it,
right?
Because they remembered last year being so good. I hope that helps Tekken, because I know Tekken got the second least amount of entrants this year, which surprised me, to be honest with you. But we talked about it in the pre-show and such like that. So I really hope this does create a boom for Tekken, especially with games like Tekken Revolution coming out. Hope it's free on PSN, so download it and play it. So. And I like I said, I hope it brings a lot of momentum in for the next year.
Me too. I don't know what else to say. It was a good tournament, at least what I saw. So.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was done on Friday. So if you were in Tekken and that was your only game, for Bronson it was. He didn't enter even Cross Tekken, which he has been playing, and Marvel, which he's been playing.
Time.
Then you're partying it up. Although he did say that he considered it a loss. He didn't consider it a victory.
Really?
Yeah.
Getting second, he was still mad about it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's mad necessarily, but like...
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like he lost, right? So that's his view, which I respect.
Right.
So I think after that was Persona, right?
Yes.
Persona 4 Arena was after that, which had kind of a similar, interesting, if you're American, again, flavor to it. So the guy who won, Yume, is from Japan.
Right.
But then Lord Knight, Banana Ken... I always get this wrong. It's Barker Dave.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I always want to say Barker Dave.
Whatever. Barker Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So 3 of the top 4 were American players, which was amazing because one of the big things about the game going into it was that we knew that a lot of really top Japanese players were coming. People who American players were like really talking up, like you got to watch out for this dude. You got to watch out for this dude. This is the best of this character in the world.
Looking at that list, Kazunoko didn't even finish top 16. Wow.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess you're right.
So, yeah. I mean, to set the story...
Hoshin did better than Kazunoko.
Oh, wow. Go DJ Hoshin. Yeah. But to set the story, I mean, I guess, like, obviously Persona is considered third in the line of Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, Persona.
Yeah.
And Guilty Gear has always been dominated by Japanese players, right? Blaze Blue always dominated by Japanese players, so everyone figured that Persona was going to be the same thing, and so that's why this result has been so exciting, especially because Lord Knight and Banana Ken had been doing well at like CEO and all these other places, and so we're like, all right, let's see how they do against the Japanese elite, and here they are, only losing to one player who used Aegis, he made Aegis look so broken. It was
I watched a little bit of that. Yeah. It was, it was really cool to see. I mean, I know Lord Knight's gotten second at Evo before. Everybody's, like, talking about the curse of second. Like, you brought up Bronson, kind of similar. Which sucks.
And by the way, a lot of people are saying Kazunoko is not actually really good at P4. I heard he was. Okay. Maybe I heard wrong. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I didn't get to watch that much because I was commentating again for it, and I was commentating the whole day. And it wasn't Bronson, so I was kind of paying attention. I was definitely paying attention during Banana Ken because Shadow Labras is such a cool character. I really like watching his setups with her. Yeah, it's really fun. When I was playing the game for like a month, that was the character that I messed with. So it was cool.
Yeah, but I mean, this is, I think just for the scene, it's a huge step for American, I want to call it the Arxis scene, right? I mean, it's, like I said, they've been trying so hard to keep up with the Japanese scene for 3 franchises in a row. And again, with Guilty Gear coming out on Xbox Live, Guilty Gear Plus R coming out, the announcement of Guilty Gear Xrd, which apparently is going to be as soon as being beta tested next year. I didn't even think they were that far along in the game that they could even do that. But that's what they announced. Japan announced that.
Sweet.
And then this placement, and then with Persona 4, the American players doing really well. This, like I said, this bodes well for the American Arxis scene. And I hope they can, again, just like with Tekken, build this up into something much stronger. I mean,
people are saying that the look test is actually in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
That it's in August.
Oh my gosh, okay. Dang, that's crazy. Okay, never mind. Maybe they said next month and I saw it like next year because I was like, that's a typo.
Yeah, you already thought that was a stretch?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, okay. That's crazy. Okay, nice. Oh, well, dude.
Sweet.
Now I'm going to be like scouring forums all day. I'm just going to be like refreshing to see what people say about it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, really cool. So the only top 8 that I didn't actually get to see was Mortal Kombat because it was done in the other room, unfortunately. That was one of the only things I didn't like was the fact that there were 2 rooms. And they didn't have the stream from the other room on in the main room.
Yeah.
I wish that they had that.
They had the main stream in the second room, but not the second stream in the main room.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that I could have seen a little bit of that, but...
I felt it kind of ironic because a lot of people were mad about, like, Mortal Kombat getting all that stream time compared to a lot of the other games. But I actually felt like Persona and Tekken got better exposure just being in the main room than Mortal Kombat did being stuck in the secondary room all of Friday. So
I hear
you.
Yeah. So anyway, DJ2 won it with Cyrax, which is awesome because that was the character that I messed with back in the day. I played the crap out of the game when it was first out, if you recall.
I mean, what really kind of hurt it was just the patches, right? It hard to keep
I
up.
stopped playing because I think patches plus something else. I feel like there was some other reason.
Okay.
Some game came out or something. I don't remember now. So DJT won it with Cyrax, the Vegas native. Rio with Cabal, second place. My God with Sonya Blade and Liu Kang. Forever King with Kung Lao. Perfect Legend with Kung Lao. 16-bit with Katana. Detroit Ballin with Cabal. And Wound Cowboy with Shang Tsung. That's good character variety right there.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say. That's really good.
Yeah, a couple of Kungs, a couple of Cabals.
Obviously, the big story here is that Perfect Legend missed his chance for a three-peat.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of that? I mean, do you feel like he's just been practicing for Injustice, or
the MK guys that I talked to definitely had him as a threat to win it, but not necessarily the favorite to win it. So that he did as well as he did, he got 5th place, is really good. But yeah, definitely, I think he had been concentrating more on Injustice for sure. That's what everybody told me, at least. But good job to the DJT because he got first in this, and as we'll talk about, he got 2nd place in Injustice.
Oh, wow.
So he did. He had a sick weekend.
Nice.
I saw an interview with him where he talked about how he was, mostly practicing Injustice because at this point he's played so much MK, and he and his brother, MIT, both played a bunch of different characters that, they feel like they have it more or less under control. And I guess he was right because he ended up winning the whole thing with just one character with Cyrax. He didn't have to switch around. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just lost my train of thought. I had something I was going to say, but that's cool, whatever. But, yeah, so...
I wish I had seen it. I mean, that was one of the few regrets that I had about how Evo was organized. I wish that they had that on the in the big room.
I mean, I hope somehow, like, next year if we can get one gigantic ballroom, but I don't think that necessarily exists in Vegas. That was the problem.
That was it.
So,
yeah, unless you want to get a ballroom that has posts in the middle of it, columns, which means that some people can't see, then that's it. Okay. So, so that was Friday. After that was Street Fighter 4 semis and quarterfinals and semifinals.
Yeah, and the semifinals was pretty ridiculous. Once we got to top 32, every match felt like a grand finals to me. Every single match could have been a grand finals from, other tournaments. And of course, the night ended off on the very strange, bizarre infiltration laugh match.
We got to talk about that. Yeah, absolutely. So if you didn't watch, if you don't know the backstory, I guess, Laugh and Infiltration were very good friends, both living in Korea.
Yep.
Laugh had been Infiltration's translator because he had been in the U.S. for a long time, so he speaks English fluently. And we'd hung out with them. Many times, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah, even more importantly, Laugh has always been Infiltration's coach. There's been a lot of times that Infiltration will be playing a match and Laugh will run up and be like, and then all of a sudden Infiltration wins. Right?
Infiltration did that for Laugh too. When Laugh had tournament matches, he would be there helping him out as well. So they definitely had that kind of friendship and training relationship going on. But I guess that's no longer the case. Nobody saw them helping each other out like that on Friday. Yeah. And then, as you said, in order to make it into top 8, they had to play each other. And Infiltration won it. And Laugh was,
He stood up, turned away from Infiltration, did not look at him.
Dropped his stick. And
stories said, I think it was Martin or somebody said, like, he was just sitting off to the side, like, on the stage after a while, and then just, like, out of nowhere let out, like, the loudest expletive. Like, just... He was mad about it.
Feel bad for him, man. I like that guy.
And he had a pretty crappy weekend. I'm not gonna lie, because apparently he made it to Vegas with only his carry-ons. Like, the airport lost his luggage.
What?
Yeah, when I first saw him, he's like, "This is all I got," and he held up like a joystick, and that was it.
My God.
And I was like, "Are they gonna deliver it to you?" And he's like, "I don't know. I think they lost everything." So, I'm not sure if he ever got his stuff back, but...
What a bad weekend. Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude. I felt so bad for him afterwards. I mean, some people actually got really mad at me and Seth because we were just like, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen. Like, we were, like, depressed.
It's an emotional match.
Yeah, we were depressed during the commentary. And someone's like, dude, why are you guys so depressed? Like, this is supposed to be hype. But, you know, dude, it was kind of awkward.
It was an emotional
awkward.
one. I mean, I agree. If that's how you did it on commentary, I probably would have done the same thing. It's not a... It can be a compelling match without being a hype match. You know, I don't know why you always need to make it hype. It can be compelling with other things on the line and like woo,
for sure.
You know, so. But yeah, anyway, that was sucky. I was sad to see Daigo beat my dude Snake Eyes Ryu against Geef.
Oh yeah,
I was definitely rooting for Snake Eyes. That didn't work out. No camis made it in the top 8.
Right. But there was 3 of them in top 32, the most out of every character, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think so.
No, actually, it looks like Sakura's there too.
Sakura there, yeah.
Oh wait, no, Chris G didn't make. Oh, Chris G's in top 32, isn't he?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I guess not. I don't see him on here.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Anyway, so that was Friday.
Yep. Yeah, and like I said, Street Fighter, dude, good shit to Chris King, dude. Getting up
right,
right outside top 16. Dude.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
I know, dude. Seriously. We'll talk more about Street Fighter 4 when we get to Sunday. So, all right, let's take a break now. When we come back, we'll talk about the Saturday tournament at Evo coming up next.
Okay.
Hey, welcome back to UltraChenTV. We have our post-Evo 2013 SuperShow going on right now. We just talked about Friday. Let's talk about Saturday. Yep. So on Saturday, there were a bunch of games played. Marvel 3, Injustice, King of Fighters, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, there were also a bunch of side tournaments going on as well. Smash was played.
Yeah, Smash was playing down to semis, and
that's right.
I heard that while there was a period of time where Smash semis was going alongside Marvel stuff, and the Smash scene was like louder and more crazy than anything that was going on in Marvel.
I can confirm that because I did Street Fighter Cross Tekken pools for a little while, and if you can imagine this, so I'm commentating here with I think it was Ryan Hunter, if I recall correctly, or maybe it was Siam, I don't remember. And we're commentating like at that window is where Armada is losing to, I think, PP or something. I forget who he lost to.
PP, yeah.
Like right there, like it's right there. So like all these people are gathered around and just cheering their brains out. I couldn't hear anything. When I was talking with my commentary partner, I just had to hope that he wasn't talking simultaneously, because even though we had headphones on, I couldn't hear anything.
Really?
Like, Smash was that loud.
Holy
it was
crap.
crazy. It was like really serious, pretty hype stuff. So, of course, I didn't get to see any of it, but you know, that's how it goes as commentator. So, anyway, I was doing Street Fighter Cross Tekken pools, which were the highlight of Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah, I heard
the pools were ridiculous, man. The character variety was so sick. Check out this top 9 through 13. 40% flash kick with Jin Huarong. Hyro with Rufus Chun, Guile Chun, Uryo with Ogre Xiaoyu, Fudo with Law Nina, Futile with Marda Kuma, Tokido with Cammy Nina, Ricky with Rufus Chun, and Ryan Hunter with Julia Steve. That's a lot of different characters. Even before that, there were all sorts of good dudes that didn't make it to top 16. Like, the tournament was legit stacked. Like, it was the best Street Fighter Cross Tekken tournament in terms of talent.
Seth Lalo?
Not there. I mean, he was there,
Right.
but he didn't get that far.
Wow.
I totally hear that. Totally hear that.
Okay.
It was a surprise. It was definitely a surprise.
Wow. Okay.
So top 8 was Infiltration won the whole thing with Jin and Elisa. Justin got second place with Huarong Chun. MOV with Law Cammy and Law Nina. Alex Valle with Yoshimitsu and Lars. Tiza with Chun-Li and Law. Punko with Nina Kazuya and Ryu Kazuya. Jibbo with Sagat Jin. And Esta with Law King and Law Bob. So he has an interesting story, this last guy. Esta?
Okay.
Japanese player who had only played online.
Oh, I heard about this. Okay, yeah, okay.
This dude was getting so many recommendations that he was like the most godlike player. He was like, he has every character. I literally asked somebody, who does he use? Who's the character? Whoever he wants to pick, man. Like, it was that kind of thing. And then, unfortunately, he lost in his only match in top 8. He lost it immediately.
Yeah, I heard that he basically, this was the only game he played. Like, he made it all the way out here. So, hey, he got to be on stage. He got his, I mean, I saw...
Well, not really, actually.
Well, I mean, the award ceremony I saw, when they did the award ceremony, he looked extremely happy to be up there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He looked like he was thrilled.
He apparently got off the plane, didn't know anybody, didn't know English. And he ran into some people who happened to speak Japanese, and then he, like, ran with them for the whole rest of the weekend. It's a cool story.
That's awesome.
It's definitely an awesome story. So anyway, he gets 8th. Jibbo gets tied with him for 7th place with Sagat Jin. Jibbo, was definitely one of the leaders of Street Fighter Cross Tekken during the vanilla days. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They played all the time. They had lots of good sets online. They streamed a lot. He went to Japan and had work and stuff, and he didn't really play that much. And he in fact didn't want to get back into it because he knew it was too fun and that it would take up his time. But he did, and he makes top 8, so that was perhaps pretty sick.
How did Kelvin do, by the way?
I guess not top 16 either.
Because I know he's obviously done a lot of work in NorCal. He still streams right now.
Yes, he does. He does a good job of that.
He's pretty much like Lord of Cross Tekken right now.
He does a really good job of it, definitely. No, I'm telling you, this tournament was the deepest Street Fighter Cross Tekken tournament, and players who I thought would do really well didn't make it as far as I thought that they would, just because there were so many good players. Right. So Punko got 5th with Nina Kaz and Ryu Kaz, and this is where it starts to get weird. His combo execution in general is awesome.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
But when he played against MOV in the first round of top 8 in winners, they were just dropping everything. It was like baffling levels of droppiness. Like how do you get like crouching short, medium, stand fierce, or whatever, and then like didn't cancel into launch, or like it was like weird stuff like that.
Interesting.
Like easy links they didn't get, hard links they didn't get too. But it was just really weird. Like lots of drops, setups were dropped, weird looking spacing. Like it was just, I don't know what the deal was, but they were not playing as I know that they can play.
Interesting.
So then Tizza with Chun-Li, Law,
Alex Vai.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's cool because so far it's Japan, America, Korea, America, then Alex Vai, America, with Yoshi Lars.
I'm actually surprised about that because he told me like a month ago or 2 months ago, he was like, I was like, so you're going to stick with Yoshi Lars? He's like, nah, I've actually got a secret Ryu and Lars. Like, I'm going to bust that out of Evo. Like, this team is too good, but I don't want to show anybody anything. But he only used Yoshi Lars. So.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think Ryu is better than Yoshi.
Oh, really?
No, I think Yoshi's definitely better. In any case. It's really cool. He won UFGT, did well at CEO.
Yes.
So he's been doing really well in the game. I think it plays to his strengths. It's kind of a fundamentals type game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he definitely has that. So he played really well. That was good. And then MOV, he gets 3rd place, but it was just like weird drops. Like, just weird. He had
during the course of the entire top 8?
The top 8 was just really weird, I thought. I gotta think that, clearly, we talked about how many good players didn't make it into top 8. For these guys to make it in top 8, they must have been doing really, really well earlier on. But it was the same day. It's not like it was like 2 days ago that they played to get up to top 8. So I have no idea what happened, but it didn't look that strong. And, it was just a little boring to see. I think it was MOV versus Justin. Yeah, that was Losers Finals.
Yeah.
Hwarang Chun and Law Cammy, and it was just kind of slow play, how Justin plays it.
Yeah.
And Grand Finals was Infiltration versus Justin, and it was 3-1 Infiltration. Infiltration, I think he played the best. I feel like the guy who won the tournament should have won the tournament, so that was good. And Justin was awesome too. Style choice aside, he's a really strong player, and he does good stuff. So.
Yeah, he's just the kind of player. He's even admitted, he's like, I like the fact that I get to play lame again. Because remember, he used to always be a lame player.
Right, yeah.
He switched to Rufus explicitly to kill his lame reputation. Yeah. And then he said in Cross Tekken, he says it's kind of fun to be able to go back to that. I've seen him play like CVS2 just recently, and oh my god, it's so...
Down back all day?
Dude, he had Ratio 1 Vega. It didn't matter who else was on his team. He destroyed... Like, he was playing Flow at Super Arcade. He just OCV'd his team with, like... never taking damage, Ratio 1 Vega, like, the entire time. It was really disgusting, and he gets to do that again.
Yeah, so I can understand why he likes it. Yeah. But as far as watching goes, unless things change before people stop playing the game, it just seems like it's like Third Strike, where I love to play Third Strike, and it's so fun because the matchups are very interesting, characters are varied, and the play styles can be varied. But once you get up to the top 8 of an Evo or of a major tournament, it doesn't seem like that anymore. That game seems like it's Chun, maybe a Yun, maybe a Ken. Maybe you get a Dudley or something crazy in there every once in a while. But that's how this game is starting to feel for some reason. Really fun in pools. Everybody will tell you that. Pools, if you haven't checked out Arturo Sanchez uploading a bunch of pool matches.
What about, does Karastorm uploading anything?
Karastorm, yeah.
Are they on his archives as well?
I guess, yeah. Okay. Twitch.tv/Karastorm streamed a lot of the cross-Tekken pools. Dude, seriously, they were really, really fun. But then when you get to top 8, it's like players didn't play well. Like, it was boring. It was just really disappointing because I know that this game is not looked favorably upon by lots of people. And so if this top 8 had been really fun at Evo, you know, it was on screen, it was on one of the big screens anyway. It could have been really good for the game, but it just wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that I feel like the flow of the game, the pacing of the game is kind of awkward, and unfortunately, when played to the strength of, like someone like Justin, really slows the game down a lot. And I feel like the way Justin's playing it is kind of more of the correct fashion because the game is so dangerous. Everyone says, like, it's not timeouts anymore because you can literally die in like 10 seconds, and it happens a lot, right? And that's one of the fears about the game, is that it is so dangerous. So the way Justin plays it, he minimizes the danger as much as possible, which I feel like is the right way. I mean, if you watch him play MVC2, he did the same thing. Like, I always remember watching Justin play MVC2, and because before I really understood the game, I was like, stuff is happening, wow, why do people consider Justin a turtle? And then if you really carefully watch a Sentinel, he's like flying at the top of the screen, like, constantly. Like, he is just running away the entire time, right? He's minimizing the damage. Fortunately, a game like Marvel can kind of mask that a little bit because stuff is flying all over the screen. And unfortunately for a game like Cross Tekken, it gets exemplified, you know, when someone like Justin plays that way. So I just feel like, you know, it is unfortunate because
maybe you're right.
All of the beginning stuff is a lot more exciting, but then you get someone like Justin who plays this boring style, and unfortunately it's just going to dominate a lot of that. So although a lot of people did say Kelvin was like a pixel away from like defeating Justin, or he dropped a combo or something like that, so which was unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that I don't think that that's how the game needs to be played. I think it can be played in a very fun, fast-paced, interesting way. I mean, even competitively. It just hasn't been borne out for the most part. Right. So maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I have to allow that possibility.
I mean, here's the interesting thing. Like, Third Strike, we talked about how Chun-Li always seems to like be in the top 8, and it's like Chun. One of my favorite things that I've ever watched was this DVD video that was released where they just got all the Third Strike players in Japan, and they just sat them in a room and played a ton of matches. They I don't even remember what it was called. I have the video downstairs, but like, it was so good. Like, there was Hugo players and Yuns and all the Remy's and all these, like, they got the best players for every character, and it was so fun to watch. And I love that. But then, like you said, you get to the top, and it's just, I feel like Cross Tekken, yeah, you're right, it's very similar.
That wasn't my analogy, that was Ryan Hunter's, but I felt like it was apt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bugs me, it makes me sad, but, you know, that seems to be how it is, so what can you do? As far as the rest of the day, I only commentated one set of Marvel. Did you do more Marvel? How was Marvel Pools, Marvel Semis?
I did a little bit of Marvel Pools, but then I was backup for part of Semis, for quarters, and then I did Losers Bracket of Semis.
Okay.
So I was doing Losers Bracket while it was, I forgot who was doing, anyway, in any case, I did Semis, and it was really good stuff. It was really good stuff, but I don't know, there was something about it that was just kind of weird. Like, there was a lot of good matches that were happening, like, off stream and stuff. Like, a lot of the weird upsets happened, unfortunately, in places that couldn't have been seen. So Chris G got sent to Losers Bracket, for example, by Win Zero, right? A Jill player. Right. Fortunately, Arturo caught that match.
He did a good job.
Yeah, it's on his channel, so you can check that out. But Yipes lost to Phoenix Wright player.
He lost to Ugly Wen, the Phoenix.
Yeah, that match is also on
Spencer
there.
Wright something.
Yeah, I've seen both of those matches. They're both
me too.
on YouTube. They're both definitely check out. I think it's FGC Sabin, right? Is his YouTube channel, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. I'm just going to make sure of that. I'm on YouTube right now, but I think you're right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's FGC Sabin. So there's a lot of really good videos up there.
He did a really good job in Marvel, in Street Fighter, in Street Fighter Cross Tekken,
yeah,
Injustice. He had so many good matches. So
yeah, so I mean that was really kind of unfortunate. But the thing about it is, like, you can't blame anyone when you're grabbing people for the stream. There's all these matches. It's like Chris G versus someone that most people haven't heard of, right? But Ugly Win and Win Zero before Evo, how many people could have even named them as players besides people who knew them, right? So it's like you don't. Oh, you hear Yipes is going to go up against a Phoenix Wright player. Whatever. Let's just play this out off stream.
Right.
Going up against Chris G going up against a Jill player. Whatever. Let's just. So you can't blame the guys. And shout outs to the guys running down the matches. Like Cap1 was doing that for most of the day. Dude, those guys basically they should be paid by the mile. Because they're just like running back and forth, station.
Good workout.
Okay, hey, do you have any matches? Hey, what are your matches? I mean, that is probably one of the most thankless jobs that no one thinks about actually goes on at Evo. So shout outs to those guys. But that was kind of the unfortunate things. There was also a lot of just like, oh, here's Yipes versus Ray Ray early on. You're like, I don't want to see these guys eliminate each other, kind of things. But I mean, it was pretty exciting overall. So I mean, Marvel is Marvel. Let's just put it that way. So yeah,
it's true.
It's the best way for me to describe it.
That's
really.
a good way to put it.
Yeah,
What about Smash? Did you see much Smash? Or you did commentary for Smash?
I did commentary for parts. I did pools for Smash, and like I said, for the semis in the morning, I didn't really get to see a lot of it. I was supposed to only be backup for Smash on Saturday.
Okay.
And Chris Seglia, who was in charge of the commentary schedule, basically gave me that time off so I could rest and play ST.
Oh, that's
so I was
nice.
actually in the other room when most of that was happening. I was playing ST, so unfortunately I didn't get to see a lot of the Smash semis. But like I said, all I know was that what I saw on the Twitterverse and what I heard from everybody else was that Smash was more hyped than Marvel, and everybody
They
was
were so
going
loud,
crazy.
seriously.
Yeah, they were going crazy.
It's impressive.
Shout outs to the Smash community. They came out in droves. They had 700 players, but we'll get into that a little bit.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. So, Injustice, pools, semis, and quarters were also on Saturday. Quarters and semis, I guess. We're going to be ridiculous about it.
Yeah.
That was good. I liked watching it. In fact, before I had to commentate, like we've been saying, we had 4-hour breaks in between 8 and 10, and then 2 until XX, whatever.
Yeah.
I got some food, and then I went into the second room, and I just watched Injustice pools for a couple hours.
Yeah, you were there for a long time. I remember that.
It was fun. Yeah, it was cool to just sit there and watch. And I had a lot of cool conversations with people there in the Injustice room, just hanging out. It was really nice. But yeah, I saw a lot of good matches over there. When it got down to, let's see, so outside of top 8 were a lot of good players. Rico, Blind Ducky, Nightmare SF, who actually sent Perfect Legend to losers bracket in round 1. In the very first...
Are you serious?
In the very first match.
Oh, jeez.
In their Evo 2013 experiences,
Wow,
he sent in Perfect Legend to
and
losers
he made
bracket.
it all the way back up to.
So then it was Gridman with Superman, and then Perfect Legend, as you said, got there to tied with 13. So he did, I mean, he did well after that. Ramasama, Superman, Nightmare SF with Batman. Okay, there's a little typo in here, I guess, because he's listed twice. So anyway, but yeah, it was good. Some of the guys who I didn't necessarily expect to make it that far made it that far. It was awesome to watch. I should say, in addition to that, it was awesome to watch players from SoCal do really well.
Okay. Yeah, I was just about to ask, how did that turn out?
I was there when Eris was doing well and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It was so sick, man. Because, okay, so in Injustice, right, in NetherRealm games, I guess, you look more towards the East Coast and the Midwest.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right. And SoCal has always had good players, and Las Vegas has good players. But definitely those are the two powerhouse regions, and they let you know it. If you're in the crowd and it's East Coast and it's Midwest, they have enough people there that you know it. Whereas for the SoCal guys, I felt like they didn't quite have the same backing, even though we were closer to SoCal.
Uh-huh.
But they ended up doing really well, which is awesome. I mean, they only chose top 16. But even on top of that, watching Eris beat, man, he beat somebody really good, and I watched it, and I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was CD Jr.
Did he beat CD Jr.?
I think that happened. people can confirm or
Yeah,
not.
I'm gonna check the stream chat. And
CD Junior.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
CD Junior.
That was so sick.
Wow,
Because
that must have been crazy, dude.
I was so happy, and half the room was so sad.
You should have just jumped up in the front and been like, yeah, and just like dancing.
Yeah, dude. I don't think I was commentating. I think it was 16-bit. I was commentating at the time. So yeah, I guess I could have.
Yeah.
But nah, it's whatever.
Should have just jumped up and like hugged Eris and stuff, dude.
But I was definitely cheering him on. Like I was.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I just wasn't being a total ass about it. That was really fun.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man, I didn't even know Gridman played. I didn't know that Ranma-sama played. I had never heard of the Nightmare SF. So that was really cool to watch people who I didn't know and people who I didn't expect to do quite as well as they did do it. It's awesome to see that people are taking the game seriously from outside of the more dedicated NRS community, including those guys. So very, very cool, I thought.
So just a side comment. Who do you think would win in an actual fight, Rico Suave or Drew Grimy?
I gotta back my West Coast boy, Drew Grimy. I mean, I know that Drew Grimy, he does MMA stuff, right?
Does he? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know if it's accurate.
Yeah.
I've never really asked him.
Yeah, but every time I see Rico, it's just like, it's so intimidating.
He's a pretty buff dude.
It's intimidating. And
he is.
Shout outs to him getting obviously tied for 9th place, like you said.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was Injustice. Any other games that happened that day? Oh, KOF, which I didn't get to see any of because I was commentating.
I missed most of that. I don't think I saw any of the pools or anything like that, but I mean, obviously KOF. So, I mean, we could talk a little bit about it on Sunday.
Well, interesting to note that Yang Yao Ren, who a lot of people talked up, ended up getting 9th place. He did not make top 8, which is pretty cool. TC Yoshi, TC Chris KOF, yeah. Oh, Ricky Diaz, man, SoCal.
Yeah,
let's
Ricky
go.
Diaz, nice stuff.
Mr. KOF also in there. All right.
I'm actually surprised. Ricky
I wish I had been able to see, man. That's like part of the downside. It's awesome commentating, but at the same time, for every hour that games are happening, and we only get to see one of them, there are 5 hours of game footage that we've missed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like so.
No, I mean, there have been a lot of people like when Evo was still during the pre Street Fighter 4 era. We had like those little documentaries and stuff like that, and I would always have people come to me and be like, "Yo, like let me help out with you. I can help make the Evo DVD better if I did all this stuff and I'll record all this footage and whatever like that." And I'm like, "All right, I'm just gonna lay it down. I'm gonna lay it down to you. You can do all this stuff. You will have no fun at Evo. You will not be able to watch. You will not be able to play in any BYOC." And then they're always like, "All right, forget it." Because, I mean, true story, I have never played in the BYOC. I have never played in the BYOC. I may have played maybe a total of half an hour in the BYOC in my entire life. The only thing that counts maybe is the ST tournaments, the side tournaments. If you take that out, I am probably down to maybe like 30 minutes of BYOC in like the 10 years that there has been a BYOC. I mean, you just don't have time to play. You just don't. So. Wow,
I guess you're right now I think about it. The only time I've ever done it was ST last year. Mm-hmm. And I guess 2004 when I didn't even enter a game. I just went to watch. I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying here that it's really unfortunate that the BYOC, I mean, one of the biggest complaints seems to be that the BYC is kind of small or something like that. So
well, it was pretty big, but it was the whole side of that room.
Right.
The thing is that it was full of side tournaments. It was ST, it was Skullgirls, it was Guilty Gear.
Gotcha,
it was
gotcha.
I know I'm forgetting something, but there were these tournaments that were taking up that space.
Yeah, we need to set it up so that there was a side tournament space and a BYOC.
Yeah.
I think that needs to happen. We'll talk to people. I'm sure a lot of people have thought about that in any case. So.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a complaint from last year where there was even a smaller BYOC area, and they did what they definitely increased the size this year. So hopefully they recognize it again and add more to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, I guess that's it for Saturday talk.
So let's.
Wait, how about this? Dive kick.
Oh yeah, and Skullgirls, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, so as we said, there was a lot of side tournaments.
Right.
Skullgirls, almost 200 entries. They had like 170 entries or something like that. Apparently ran really well. I talked to Mike Z. He was super happy with how everything went. I mean, Skullgirls seriously is like that little happy family that's off to the side, just like having a great time.
Fun.
Like the guys who are fans of the games, they're all just having a great time. And the person who won Skullgirls, Duckator, he's just been like blowing he's
really good at it.
He's like undisputed best Skullgirls player in the world right now. You know, he's just been winning all the tournaments. And then, but yeah, that tournament was a side tournament. And obviously, like we mentioned, ST ran as a side tournament. Soul Calibur 5 ran as a side tournament. Shout outs to Mondo again, who streamed that, who streamed all the Tekken pools, who streamed the entire ST tournament. I mean, that guy was just basically going crazy the whole weekend. Like I said, ST happened. I think Blaze Blue Guilty Gear also had side tournaments on Saturday as well. So, yeah, there was all sorts of tournaments going on. But then, obviously, Skullgirls and Dive Kick got some official Evo
exactly, yeah, they got actual stream time on it. So Skullgirls commentated by, I believe, Mike Z and Alex Sanchez, which was cool. I wish I had seen that. Dude, I was so sad, to be honest. So I was waiting in the big room for Skullgirls to start. And I was waiting. I was like, man, it was supposed to start an hour ago. It's been Marvel the whole time. Where's Skullgirls? And so then I was like, well, I got to start commentating Dive Kick soon. It's in the other room. I walk in to see, like, the very end of Skullgirls, and I was like, man. I was so sad. Because I had time to watch it. It's not like I didn't. I just got my, like, stream schedule messed up, I guess, or my room schedule. So that sucked. Duckator won. Sev got second place, which is cool. Chill Dog, Sarabella, Peacock. Yeah. Is that he the only Sarabella? No, TJ Gamer 22 also with Sarabella, 5th place. Chaos Muffins, Inuchio 5131, TJ Gamer 22, Kenan Black, and Winnie. Interesting to see. So Chaos Muffins with Solo Misfortune.
Oh wow!
And
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I always wonder like how that is shaping out. So the top 3 had 3 characters, but then 4th place had a solo. 5th place had double. Actually, everybody else had double. 5th through 8th place had double.
Oh, wow.
Doubles, I should say.
Doubles, yeah. Okay, interesting.
Well, that's cool. And then Dive Kick. Let's see if I can find this Dive. Yeah. So Mean Saltine won it. Karahime got second place. Kick, and then Dive and Kung Pao for Karahime. So that's a couple of Northern Midwest guys who I know had a little bit more time to play the game than some other people, which is cool. Good job to them.
Oh, Adelheid Stark got 3rd place. That's awesome.
Dude, her S-Kill was really solid. Sir Tunes also with S-Kill. G, who won CEO.
Oh, that's right.
Ends up getting 5th place with Kung Pao and Dive. Phoenix with Dive. Orly with Dive. And then Bublan AB7 with the Baz, which is impressive because that character is butt. And I don't know how often he had played the game too, because I'm pretty sure he's from the UK, if I recall from Marvel knowledge.
Interesting.
So that's really cool that he did that well.
Yeah, I'm trying to just look at the character vibe. I'm just trying to look at the character vibe.
Okay,
good stuff to G for getting 5th place with Kung Pao. Dude, yeah, that's awesome. Oh, but Karahime actually...
Well, he ran Dive the whole time. It was only in Grand Finals as an attempted counter pick that he tried Kung Pao, and it didn't work.
Okay, gotcha. So. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Dive...
He's from Sweden.
Sweden? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Someone's saying here, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Apologies. But yeah, I don't know how much he had gotten to play the game before that, because I don't know that they've been testing the game in Europe. But yeah, dude, having Dives and Kicks up there is not a surprise, because they are really good characters, but they're also easier to play. They're more obvious characters.
Yes. It's going to take a while before the other characters pick up. And
both of those games are coming out this month.
Yeah, and shoutouts to Dive Kick got greenlit on Steam.
Yeah, and Skullgirls will also be on Steam. Update to it, including Linux version, which I'm stoked about. I asked Keats whether Dive Kick's going to be on Linux version. He was like, "No, we don't have time. It's not a priority." I was like, "Well, I can't really blame you." So.
Oh yeah, there was a Vampire Savior side tournament as well. Yes,
wow.
Definitely. Yeah, the whole crew was there. They all tried to get me to play in there as well, but I just didn't have time. See, that's the thing.
I hear you.
I was playing ST at the time, so it was right next to Vampire Savior. So they were like, "Come play." I'm like, I've got to play an ST, and then I got to run and do. Yeah. And there was one point in time I was seriously like commentating ST and playing at ST, and I was sitting there doing commentary for like. It was like grand finals match, which was like between like the team tournament, which was like had like Daigo and like all these crazy guys. I'm like trying to sit there and do commentary, and Chris is just like texting me, he's like, "Where are you, James? I need you for commentary, James. Get over here, James." And I'm like, "Oh!" So I had to leave. I was so sad. So yeah, but
that's how it goes. Yep. Anyway, that's Saturday. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the final 5 games that happened, their top 8s on Sunday.
And before I go, some people were asking, the Third Strike videos I saw were I believe it's this set that I have here, called the Shirube 2 videos, SHIRUBE 2. I just have them labeled as DVD-Shirube 2. So I think those are the ones. So try to find those if you can. If not, let me know and I'll see what I can do. So. You
have Slim X videos in there?
Oh, dude.
That's like how I learned Q.
Oh, really? Because remember you told me you have a bunch of videos, right?
Yeah.
Like, I have just like this warehouse of video. Any case.
All right, we'll be back in a bit.